Okay, I was about to say, like, what is with me tonight in games in full screen? Like, holy crap. Okay, here we go. Intrusion. Press Z, enter space, or the A button on your controller to begin this. Okay, cool. Hi, welcome in. It's good to see you. Huey, it's good to see you. Oh, yeah, you too. I'm sorry about the confusion. You can always just sit out in the waiting area when you're scheduled, and I'll come get you. It's okay, I just haven't really been to an office like this. I guess I got super bad face blindness too, especially since I've only seen the picture of you on your website. Oh, do I look that different from my photo? I guess it is from a few years ago by now. No, like I said, it's just, it was me. Oh, good. The eyeball psychiatrist. So, how are you? I'm alright. You didn't seem so sure there. Sorry, I was just thinking about how to answer. When a therapist asks you how you are, it's hard to tell if they're asking it as the usual polite greeting thing or... You trail off, waving your hand a bit to replace the end of your sentence. Or... She cocks her head slightly and doesn't speak. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, I suppose. It can be either or. If you want to use it as a way to get into something a little tougher right off the bat, that works for me. Your gaze shifts to the wall behind her. If not, that's fine. I know we spoke on the phone about it a bit, but could you tell me about why you started seeking out therapy now? Well, honestly, I just found out. I got free sessions through my job. She looks at you for a while. You said on the phone that you've been dealing with some new feelings lately, right? Yeah. Well, old feelings, just ones that I haven't had to deal with in a while. Or thoughts, I guess. What kind of thoughts? You exhale and slouch forward, letting the side of your chin rest in your hand. I want to say first, like, these aren't actual ideas or plans or whatever. You don't need to tell the police. I know you legally have to, like, intervene if you think someone's going to, you know, act violently, but that's not what this is. Have you been having violent thoughts? Yeah, kind of. It's seriously not something I'm going to act on. Just these random things pop into your head. Stuff that doesn't matter. Like, you don't really have, like, direct control over it. I understand. Don't worry. I don't have any reason to report you just for thinking something. Do you mind telling me about some of these thoughts? I don't know, just like... The people here can't drive, you know? I mean, people can't really drive anywhere, but here... I guess it's more like they can drive, but they're too self-important to actually care. I've just instinctively started waiting a few extra seconds at lights because nobody stops at intersections here. Like nowhere I've ever seen. You look up to see her squinting her eyes a bit. You can't tell if it's a signal that she's listening to you or if she's just confused. Anyway. That happened on the way here, actually. Someone just cut across 2 lanes of traffic at a red light. When all the cars were already halfway into the intersection. And I can see her through the window, too. She wasn't even looking our way. Didn't even look scared or do the little apology wave or anything. She just looked like she didn't care. Like she had somewhere to be, and so the lives of everyone she put in danger be damned. And until a few minutes after she sped off, I just kept thinking. Just that I wish I had some way. I'm serious, by the way. This isn't something I'd actually do. But that I have some way to just...
To push the gas pedal to the floor and rear-end her as hard as possible.
To not let her get away. To not let her think she can just do whatever the hell she wants. I think it's a pretty normal reaction. I would probably think the same thing, but you didn't. No. My car only cost $3,000, and I still wouldn't be able to afford to replace it if I pull something like that. Well, like I said, if you're not actually going around committing vehicular manslaughter, I would much rather talk through these feelings than turn you into the police. When you're angry, it's actually fairly normal to have thoughts like that here and there. Oh, seriously? Well, what the hell am I going to therapy for then? You try to smile as you're saying it, only slightly, though. Big enough to be noticeable, but not so wide as to make her think you're being earnest. She lets out a small laugh. Oh, God, not the lips! Oh, the moist lip sound, why? No, I do understand, though. Those feelings can really alter your sense of self if they're too common. Especially if you start to think about friends and family like that. She glances at you for a moment, possibly waiting for you to share something else. You mentioned that you had these kinds of thoughts before. How long ago was that? You wish you didn't already know what she was doing. Trying to reach into your childhood and dig around until she can find a thread to pull at. Something that connects your past to your present. Something that you haven't healed from, that you didn't even realize you needed to heal from. You find yourself wishing that it wasn't always so obvious what these professionals were doing. That they were all smarter than you and actually knew something that you didn't. Or at least that you weren't the type of person to think about it this much. It was when I was a kid, mostly. Oh? How young? Pretty young. You know, the age where you can kind of comprehend the idea of dying, but you're still too young to really get it. So something that happens to, like, the bad guys in cartoons. Was dying a big part of these thoughts when you were younger? Oh, right. Sorry, I guess I got ahead of myself. But, yeah. I found a weird amount of comfort in the idea of people who hurt me, you know, dying. You seem a lot more open to talking about those feelings back then compared to having them now. It feels different. Like it was a completely separate person. Someone whose thoughts I can just remember, even though they don't belong to me. That's why I brought up how I felt about death at that age, though. I guess you already figured that if you asked about it. I think the fact that I didn't really understand the weight of it is why I felt so comfortable thinking about it all the time. There was a kid who always bothered me in class back then. Stole my pencils, made fun of how I walked. Most bullies were in this weird middle ground, not like how you see them on TV. That antagonized me wouldn't really get me, but they still kind of be my friends, I guess. I remember going to some of their birthday parties back then, even though now I can only really think to call them, bullies, like I said. This guy, though, he was relentless. The type of dude that nobody liked, just mean and awful to everyone. Well, not everyone, I guess, but he sucked. And I just saw absolutely no value in him. No family who might cry if he was gone. No future where he has a moment of self-reflection and decides to be kinder. No pain of his own to share with others who might also be hurting. So, if he had none of that, why would it matter if he died? But, I can tell just from that rant and all. The way I look at people is different now. But you've been thinking the way you did back then. Yes. Similarly, at least. Would you be able to tell me about a specific time when you had these kinds of thoughts towards this bully? Maybe the earliest that you can think of, just off the top of your head. It doesn't have to actually be the very first time. How detailed should I be? As detailed as possible, ideally. How long is this, Brittle? So, I think I was already having a bad day. I don't remember why. I just remember already being like, pissed off at this point, or tired, I guess. I don't know. It was in the middle. It was in middle school, so probably an exhausting day, regardless. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I think it was at the beginning of the school year because we'd all put pictures up in the classroom. Okay, cool. Pictures of us, on a cork. Is that a weird decoration for a middle school classroom? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Anyway, at some point the teacher left to use the restroom or to talk to another teacher or something. And I was holding my picture, I think. So I guess it had to be one of the last days of school, actually. The teacher put them up originally and we were taking them down to keep. This kid, for some reason, I mean, I don't even think I said anything to him. He either grabbed my picture from my hands or from the wall. Probably from my hands, since I would have already taken it down. He waited until the teacher left to antagonize me. He was taller than me, so he held it above his head and laughed at my hair, I think. I don't really know how to take care of it then, or what looked good. It was unkempt, but not enough to look, like, intentional. So it must have been that. I got made fun of for that a lot. I don't think I thought about him dying at this point or anything. I remember just being embarrassed at first. Everyone could see what was happening. Because it was free time. Oh, sorry, I keep yawning. When we were getting ready for summer vacation, the whole class was out of their seats and walking around. But everyone had stopped talking to each other. They were just looking at me and him. I felt hot and itchy all over. Like I'd just been out in the woods during a heat wave. At some point, I scratched his arm trying to reach for the picture. It was mostly an accident, but it left a big red mark down his wrist. He didn't even seem to notice. I heard someone laugh at me like I'd been really trying to hurt him and just couldn't. And I looked at him, and I thought about it for like a really, really long time. About punching him as hard as I could. Right in the nose. Just to make it end. I was so small, but I really thought about it. I thought if I got the first hit in, I could just take him down. I was already full of adrenaline, and I knew it. And I knew I could really hurt him if I had just done it. I think you could see it in my eyes, too. I don't remember him looking malicious or, like, smiling at that point. He kind of looked worried or curious, I guess. But I thought about it for too long. The teacher came back and said something and the moment was over. I think he lowered his hand when he turned to look at her and I snatched the picture away. And it just hit me, like, as soon as that happened. I mean, as soon as I saw her come through that door. That I couldn't do anything. I waited too long and I lost the opportunity. She didn't see it. Nobody in the class would have backed me up, or at least I don't think they would have. It's not like I even knew how to word what had happened without sounding like, I don't know, a baby? A baby? Yeah. It was a time of school where the teachers would tell you not to be a tattletale if you tried to talk to them about anything like that. Oh, wow. Yeah. I just didn't tend to stand up for myself, though. And I felt like something would have changed if I had. I don't know if it would have been, if I would have been suddenly, I don't know if I would have suddenly been popular, but, like, if I had broken his nose or knocked him out or whatever, at least people would have been afraid of me instead of, I don't know, however they felt about me. I feel something in my eye. But anyway, then I thought, what if I had punched him in the nose and he had died? And I mean, like, I know that sounds like I'm saying I'm happy I didn't do it. Like, oh, but what if I accidentally killed him? Good thing I just let it go. But no, I mean, like, what if I had killed him, you know? What if he was dead? So, you were only considering a world where he was dead, thinking about it as a hypothetical. Not necessarily hoping for it. No, I guess it was more like the usual stuff. Well, not usual, really, but you know. So part of me really, really wish I had hit him and he had died. I knew I would have been in more trouble than I could imagine if that happened, but I just wish it had. Even if it wasn't me, I wish something would kill him. Anytime he talked to me, because he was always so mean, anytime he talked to me, I would think about him dying. I knew it wasn't normal, really, so I never vocalized it. But those feelings were always there. I went through school, people stayed cruel, and I thought about it more and more. Not just with him, but with everyone who antagonized me. Did you ever have any particular, I don't want to say plans, but methodology, I suppose? Anything more specific in your thoughts than dying or being killed? It changed from moment to moment. So it was never something I could have planned out, really. One time a classmate said something while standing next to a fire extinguisher, and I thought about bashing her head with it, but it was just because of where she was standing, you know? The idea of planning something out like that, it's actually something that came up a few times when I was younger. It's awful, obviously, but school shooters were in the news a lot more often, or maybe I was just hearing about them more. So I mulled over those a lot. I compare myself to them for some reason. I think someone made a joke about me turning into one of them. I just wondered how people could be that awful, though, to actually plan it all out like that, to kill people, even strangers, just for the sake of killing people. Oh no, Brittle. No, it was all just moment-to-moment thoughts for me. She writes something down in a notebook. You didn't think therapists ever actually did that. So you said these thoughts eventually stopped, right? When was that? I guess they fizzled out around when I went to high school. I wasn't really paying attention to them after a while, though, so it's hard to say. I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes just a change in environment can completely shift someone's mental state. Yeah, it helped that I didn't really know anyone when I went into high school. Oh, right. I changed school districts. Something about how all the borders were set up. Most people went to one place, but I got funneled into a different one with a few kids in my grade. Nobody really knew that. So you got out. So I got out. Did that make high school notable? Changing districts, I mean. Meeting new people? No, not really. I mean, yeah, there's plenty to talk about later, but nothing related to this stuff. I guess I realized human life was precious at that point, or something. More writing. So what came next regarding this stuff? When did the thoughts come back? Oh, yeah, keep going. I'm sorry. I don't really know. They weren't a big problem in college. Ah! Double eyes! I don't think you mentioned on the phone that you walk with a cane. Oh, yeah, it didn't really come up. That's another reason I chose you, though. You said you specialize in working through that stuff. I do. Do you think it's something you need to work through? If not, that's perfectly fine. It's more of something that's always there, I guess. Coloring all the other stuff. But it's not, like, its own thing. It's like adding a poison enchantment to a weapon in a video game, you know? I get the general idea. I guess it's just background noise, basically. Always there, always in memories, all that. But I just have other stuff going on. More pressing stuff that's actually at the front of my head. And the cane's just sort of a supporting role for all that big stuff. What kind of big stuff? You know, money problems, mostly. Being stuck in this town, living in a crummy apartment. Do you feel like you're stuck here? What else would I call it? Living here? Well, yeah, well... If I had the money to move again, I would, basically. You didn't grow up here, right? Yeah. Or... no, I didn't, I mean. So why did you move here? Bitch, I don't know. I guess I didn't have anywhere else to go. I mentioned it on the phone, but, you know, staying with my parents wasn't an option and all that. Living in a nice college town after graduation was just way too expensive. So I followed... Oops, I hit a button. Whoops. So I followed a friend. Someone I don't really talk to much anymore. They got a full-time job a few months ago, so... Anyway, moving costs money. Like... a lot of money. It was like $2,000 just to get all my stuff here, and I really didn't have all that much stuff to move. How did you get that money? Kind of just got lucky with the timing, and I worked a lot. Honestly, that's probably why my leg got so messed up. I was standing on concrete or running around with online orders for 8 hours a day, then walking around campus. But mostly a tuition refund hit right around when I needed to leave. I used basically all of it getting here. Are you still working? Not at the same place. And only part-time. But yeah, you seem unhappy about that. Rent isn't easy to make. It's cheaper to live here, but I'm making half the money. Have you looked for a different job? I've looked and applied and everything. No luck? Yeah, kind of. I just can't. Like, I can't do any of the jobs I'm actually able to get interviews for, I mean. I have enough experience in retail at this point to just get a full-time position somewhere, and I would probably at least be better off than I am now, but... But that would mean standing up stocking shelves for 40 hours a week. I'm only 25. I don't want my body to get worse. I mean, I don't know if I could even work that much right now. Even the hours I'm getting now hurt too much sometimes. Like, I'll work a 6-hour shift and I'm bedridden the next day. Bedridden. I tried applying to jobs where I could sit, but, you know, the economy. Indeed. So your knee was only injured recently? Not recently exactly, a few years ago. But around when you moved here. Yeah, a few months or so before I had everything packed. What did you do about your job back then? I had a doctor's note, so they put me on the register and gave me a chair. It was really only supposed to be for a bit while I recovered from the initial surgery, but they never, like, asked me to re-verify it. And I put in my 2 weeks notice pretty soon after anyway. Sounds like a lot of stressful life changes all happening at once. A lot outside of your control. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess it was. I didn't think about it, but my mind was kind of going everywhere at that point in my life. I was graduating too, so that, leaving my job, being at my job, money, not really being sure where I'd move, probably something else I talked about but can't really remember. So yeah, it's still hard to think about. Not like because it was just too painful or something, but because there was so much going on, it's hard to really understand it altogether. Even looking back at it, I was like, it was like I was, I don't know, conducting a train. A train? Yeah. Or I was supposed to be conducting a train, but then I was forced there by something or someone. My parents, I guess, in this metaphor. Because trains just kind of keep going, right? If they're on the tracks. I guess I don't actually know how trains work. Anyway, the point is, this train just kept going. And I either didn't want to get to the controls, or I physically couldn't. I was behind a glass panel or something, and the train was just moving full speed ahead. And no matter how desperately I wanted to get off, or what obstacles I saw, even if it was like a fully destroyed track with a big sign saying, "Do not go this way," I just had to watch the train barrel through it. Jeez, I sound like I'm describing a nightmare I had as a child or something. I think I get your point, though. Life was marching onwards without you, or rather, without your input, to a degree you hadn't really experienced before. Just carrying you along inside it. Yeah, that's basically it. Can I ask if this is around when your intrusive thoughts return? In the midst of all this stress? Them lips are giving me an intrusive thought. Yeah, but I don't know. I've read about those, about intrusive thoughts, and I don't really think... What have you heard that makes you think these don't qualify? Hawk, no! Dora! The way people talk about them. I mean, they always talk about it like it's easy to understand, even if it's not easy to accept. They're just ideas. Ideas that you would never act on. Ideas that bring you, like, unbelievable discomfort as soon as you realize they're there. Like thoughts that literally don't belong in your brain. Like they're put there by a bad actor. Like something separate from me. Baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's, baby back ribs, barbecue sauce. There's my intrusive thought for the night. Get in my belly. Something that doesn't belong. An intruder. Oh, we almost had the name drop. It's from Austin Powers. It's the big guy who's the character Fat Bastard, wants to eat Mini-Me, and he starts singing, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's, baby back ribs, barbecue sauce. Get in my belly! He's talking to like the little Mini-Me. He thinks it's a baby, and it's so awful and hilariously just bad. Anyway. So, of course, because that's what they are, you can see them for that. They're colored in an entirely different shade than every other thought you'd have on a day-to-day basis. You can just pick them up and throw them out. Even if they, like, prick your fingers when you do it. Or you could be a streamer and just say whatever the fuck streams into your consciousness as you're in, like, this weird fugue state of being half awake, half asleep. And even though the game is not what's putting you there, you're feeling tired and yawning a lot, and it's like, Chili's, baby. Because at least that pain tells you for sure that they're not your thoughts. And that can mean, like, either they're not actually yours, even if you can call them thoughts, or they are yours, but they're not actually thoughts. They're just something else, some symptom of something. Either way, they're a completely different thing from the stuff that's supposed to be in your head. They're complete. It's never felt that way to me, though. At least not for the most part. They come from the same place as any other thoughts. And I don't act on them, obviously. Nobody acts on everything that pops into their head. It wouldn't make sense. Like, my boss told me to drop everything if a customer needed help. Wouldn't it be funny if I literally threw a stack of shirts onto the ground when someone walked in? I don't know, maybe, but it would be disruptive and someone would have to clean it up. I could buy a dozen donuts with my last $5 a day. Oh, damn, a dozen donuts for $5? That's not bad. Yeah, but it would be much better to buy an actual meal if I'm hungry. Somebody parked in a handicap spot just so they could keep their truck running while they walked through our store. I need to shatter their windshield and slit their throat with the glass. I would lose everything, and there's a chance I'd be taking everything from someone else, too. That escalated quickly. They're supposed to be different. They're supposed to just pop into your head without your input and immediately cause you distress. They just... They bother me less than they probably should. Almost not at all while I'm actually thinking them. They're just... You trail off again. If these thoughts don't bring you distress, then why do they push you to seek therapy? I don't know. Because I know it's abnormal? Or just wrong? Or because I'm scared of what happens when... Or if they stop being thoughts. Like, even if I don't have any actual violent plans. If those things keep popping into my head that often, if they do it for long enough... It feels like I'm a time bomb. I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's like... Somewhere, I think there has to be a part of me that yearns to hurt someone like that. Maybe. And nobody can just suppress a longing like that forever. Even though I don't really... Oh, shit, I went too fast. Damn it, sorry. That sounds like they're causing you distress. That sounds to me like they're causing you distress. Not the way they're supposed to. I don't know if I would say your day-to-day thoughts are supposed to cause you much distress at all. I just wish things were different. I know. We'll work towards that. I think the most obvious thing to say for a first session is that these thoughts don't make you a bad person. That don't necessarily mean that you'll eventually act on them. You've been not acting on them for this long. There's nothing stopping you from continuing to do that, is there? I guess not, no. I don't believe you mentioned it on the phone, but do you do any kind of creative work? I like to draw sometimes. Oh, perfect. If you're able, for now, I think drawing would be a good way to externalize those feelings. Do I want them to be externalized? Some people, usually not professionals, will say no. These tend to come from fear of how they'll be perceived by others, though. I believe that, if nothing else, it will ease your anxiety about your thoughts. Rather than feeling like they're perpetually building up in your head, you can express them outwardly in a healthy way. Perhaps it will help you understand them on a deeper level all its own. I do want to make you aware that we'll be out of time in a few minutes. You don't need to rush. I just don't want to cut you off. Again, this is something we can work on for a while, even as we're talking through other things. It's a continuous process. Does that process end? In a way, it can. What way is that?
Death.
The same way it ended before, when you went off to high school. So, not permanently, basically. Is any state of mind permanent? I don't believe we, as a species, have developed anything that can automate someone's happiness. You could think about it like brushing your teeth. If you had the widest smile anyone's ever seen, the healthiest gums in the world, what do you think would happen if you just stopped brushing? I would probably lose those teeth. Yes, you probably would. Time goes on, things around you change. Sometimes that helps surpass or change the parts of you that you don't like or that you're afraid of. Sometimes it doesn't. Either way, there's no end goal. Nobody's well-being is a solved problem. Your health needs to be maintained. Through many, many expensive sessions over the next dozens of years. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. I'll definitely try the art thing next time I'm able. I'm glad. Tell me how it goes. Yeah, I will. Okay, have a good night, Dora. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I'm gonna be probably wrapping up after this anyway. A little bit of an early night. I really enjoy getting to meet with you in person. The same to you. Thanks for talking with me. Do I schedule the next appointment with you directly? Oh, no. You can just talk to the desk out front. Intrusion. A game by BrittleLizard. Programming, BrittleLizard. Writing, BrittleLizard. Background art, The Jabberwocky's Mom. Coders Cruxfont, Checkered Ink. Additional UIS effects, Kenny. Additional environment sound effects, Film Cow. Various sounds and images taken for the public domain. Off-color commentary, HawkZombie. Jabberwocky's Man. Thank you for playing. Press continue to exit the game. That's a somber little game. I liked it. Can I like it without liking it? No, I cannot. I don't think I have. I'll have to look and see if I have a Game Jolt account. I don't think I do, but I'll find out. If I do, I'll like it. No, not bad, Brittle. I liked it. I have intrusive thoughts kind of like that too. Like especially when I was younger. I was basically like, oh great, I'm reading about my own history. Wonderful. Yay! Yay, trauma! Yay! But no, yeah, that's I liked how you did the eye and the mouth thing. The noise of the the moist noise that came into view. Just, that was a bit much, but on the whole, not a bad game.